Hi there, Chris Fox here. I'm at the TMC today, and I'm working on our new acquisition of 6215. And what we're going to do today is we are going to replace the fuel filters. And this is just going to be a quick way of showing you how we do fuel filters. So I already got the strap wrench on the fuel filters there at this end. So these two are fuel filters. This one is your antifreeze or water filter. And then you have more on the transmission side. You have the main transmission oil filter, and you have two bypass filters. Okay. So we're gonna just do the fuel filters right now, and we'll get into the transmission after. So the way you do this is you would go to where the fuel shutoff is, just under here, and you turn these valves off, which are already off. Inline is on, down is off. So turn it off. We have no fuel. We'll have a little bit of fuel run, but not a lot. The pan will catch it. And then you spin the filters off with the strap wrench. And I can't do this by holding the strap and doing this at the same time while I'm got the camera going here. So I'll show you how they come off. I might be able to. No, I can't do it. So, all right, just give me a second here. All right, so you would just turn the filter off, and then you would take the strap wrench off, and you take the filter off. These filters are neat. These are Donaldson's, and they have a moisture remover at the bottom. So these are full of fuel, and I can't put them down direct, or else I don't want them to fall over. So let's get the other one off. Let's get the other one off, and I'll show you how to install them and how to prime it. Okay, more in a bit. Okay, so I got the other filter off. They're out here. Those are the old filters. And I went to Napa. Napa doesn't have Donaldson's, but they have their own, which is exactly the same. And it's a water separator too, so it's got a water separator in the bottom, which is good. And we have a gasket, which is there, so the gasket goes on. And you have this gasket here as well. So both gaskets need a little bit of oil. So you get a little bit of oil, and you put a little bit of oil around it. And then you would install it. So I'll show you after I get it in there. You just get it in, spin it on, have it mate, and then once it's mated, it's a 1/2 to 3/4 turn more, and that's it. But there's a way of how to prime it too, and I'll show you that once I get the filters on. So more in a bit. Okay, so I got the filters on there, and I already got the thread gasket up inside there, and I just started that one. So, and you can see how the gasket, the flange gasket right there, is shiny. So this should spin on, and when it makes contact like that, now you don't use a wrench, you use your hands, and it's either a 1/2 to 3/4 turn more, but you don't want it much more, because as it heats up and the diesel goes into it and the engine gets hot, the seal will make it even tighter, and you'll never get the filter off. And it's a pain when they're stuck on by that. So we'll just, okay, that's a 1/2. That's 3/4. So that one's good. So that's the inlet filter, and the outlet filter is just sitting here. Okay, I have not done anything with it yet. Now, to prime this, we go back over to the valves at the fuel tank shutoff. here, and we open it up. So the fuel's gonna flow by gravity. And when fuel starts coming out the top, that means both filters are full, because it'll fill this one first, and then it'll fill the second one. And once it starts coming out the top, you spin that one on, and you know that your filters are full. Okay, so here I am in the middle of doing the fuel filters as we were looking at before, and I've run into a problem where I have no fuel pressure. I have no gravity fuel pressure from the tank. So undoing the line, undoing all the clips, and going into the safety shutdown, the emergency shutdown pull. I have it shut off right now, but that's this here is the shut offs manual for each motor. I'm taking that out right now. You can see, if I don't hit my head again, you can see this is the emergency shutdown pull. It's got cables attached to it, so you pull it from the outside. And this is fuel in here. And if you open, it should geyser up, and it doesn't. So there's a blockage either in the safety valve or around the other side in the sump, which is right there. That's the bottom of the fuel tank, the sump, and the drain. So the idea is that it looks like it's out of fuel, but it most certainly isn't, because that's the fuel fill and that's the fuel gauge. So we have a minimum of 50 gallons in it right now. So it should have enough pressure, big time, because these things here will run right almost down to nothing on the site class before the engine runs out. So yeah, we're into this a bit. I think what I'm gonna have to do is get a 45-gallon drum, get the pump, set it up, drain the tank down to zip, and then open that up in there and see if the sump is full of crud, which would explain why the fuel filters got packed. The old fuel filters here. So, trials and tribulations of playing with something that is hasn't run in a while. That's okay. We'll get to it, and then I'll come back and reprime the system, and it'll be a little bit more later on. All right, more in a bit. Thanks for watching.